All right, guys. So we have to talk about a sad situation as actor Alec Baldwin, who was filming the movie Rust, and apparently while on set of this movie, he shot and killed his director on set, Miss Helena Hutchings, who was a wife and a mother, and also injured another director on set, Mr. Joel Sousa, in what has been framed as an accident. Now, I want you guys to watch this news clip of what happened so you guys can get a better understanding, and then we're going to go from there. Take a listen.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Krista Gutierrez. Thanks for joining us on this Friday morning. We do start with that heartbreaking news. One woman is dead and a set worker injured this morning following an accidental shooting on the set right here of a Western movie being filmed near Santa Fe yesterday. Deputies say that shooter was actor Alec Baldwin. News 13's Madison Connor joining us live outside of the Bonanza Creek Ranch. This is south of Santa Fe, where this all took place with the very latest. Good morning, Madison. What have you learned?
Yeah, good morning, Crystal. Just before 2 p.m. yesterday, Santa Fe County Sheriff's deputies arrived here on set because 2 people were shot with a prop gun. Now, the ranch is currently home to the production of Rust, starring and produced by Alec Baldwin. Now, deputies say 42-year-old director of photography Helena Hutchins was airlifted to University of New Mexico Hospital, where she later died. 48-year-old Joel Sousa, who is the film's director, was taken to Christus St. Vincent Hospital in Santa Fe, where he is undergoing treatment for his injuries. Officials say the incident on set was an accident involving the misfire of a prop gun. A weapons expert who works in the movie industry explained how these types of scenes work.
But those are all real firearms. What's fake about it is the ammunition, the blanks that are loaded into it.
Now, production on set was halted yesterday, and there is no word on when or if it will resume. Right now, deputies say that charges have not been filed. Crystal, back to you.
Thanks so much, Madison. We did reach out to the family who operates the movie ranch, as well as Baldwin's publicist. We're still waiting to hear back.
All right, guys. So as you can see, that is a very sad and unfortunate situation, and my thoughts and prayers are with Miss Hutchins and the person that is currently recovering, the other person that was shot. Now, this guy, Alec Baldwin, right? I'm never surprised when people who are anti-Trump are involved in things, but not things to this level. Okay, now, for example, when Michael Avenatti got locked up, the avid anti-Trumper, the Democrat savior, not surprised about that, right? A lot of these people are involved in sketchy things, right? A lot of these people are not necessarily good people. But this guy, on the other hand, this to me just kind of seemed to be a twist of fate to a certain extent because, if you guys recall, he's the guy on SNL that always played Trump, right? But he was a huge anti-Trumper. I mean, he said some really messed up things about Trump. He's also very anti-2A as well. He's been hardcore against guns. At one point, he tweeted about police shootings, in which he basically asked, how does it feel to wrongfully kill somebody? He also made a tweet about Liz Cheney, asking her if she's ever accidentally shot a good friend, right, in reference to Dick Cheney shooting one of his friends. I believe he did that on a hunting trip or something like that. I guess my point is that this guy put a whole lot of negative energy out there in the world and directed that towards other people. And I guess what I'm saying is that people should be careful when they do that, right? You should be careful when you say a lot of negative things and you put out a lot of negative energy and, bad faith towards other people. I mean, I'm just a superstitious person, right? Like, I just, I'm very careful about how I talk about certain people, especially the dead, right? So I'm not really even trying to make a political point. My point is really that, hey, we should be careful the type of energy that we put in the world, okay? I guess that's what I'm saying. But let's actually read a little bit more about the details in terms of what happened on set that may have led to this unfortunate and tragic situation, as apparently there was some union action going on here on set because this movie was, super cheap, it's low budget. And apparently, proper safety precautions weren't being followed, which may have led to this incident. Now, this is from the LA Times. So, I don't know. You might want to take it with a grain of salt, but this is a good detailed summary of what happened. Hours before actor Alec Baldwin fatally shot a cinematographer on the New Mexico set of Rush with a prop gun, a half dozen camera crew workers walked off the set to protest working conditions. The camera operators and their assistants were frustrated by the conditions surrounding the low-budget film, including complaints of long hours and getting their paychecks, according to 3 people familiar with the matter who were not authorized to comment. The camera crew showed up for work as expected at 6:30 a.m. Thursday and began gathering up their gear and personal belongings to leave, one knowledgeable crew member told the Los Angeles Times. Label trouble had been brewing for days on the dusty set at the Bonanza Creek Ranch near Santa Fe. Shooting began on October 6th, and members of the production said they had been promised the production would pay for their hotel rooms in Santa Fe. But after filming began, the crews were told they instead would be required to make the 50-mile drive from Albuquerque each day rather than stay overnight in nearby Santa Fe. Oof, that's a big deal. I mean, you got to drive 50 miles a day. I mean, that's probably what, an hour? So an hour to and from, right after being told that you would have hotels in Santa Fe. The cinematographer who was accidentally killed, Hanaya Hutchins, had been advocating for safer conditions for her team, said one crew member who was on set. As the crew member, members of the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees spent about an hour assembling their gear at the Bonanza Creek Ranch. Several non-union crew members showed up to replace them, the knowledgeable person said. A member of the producer staff then ordered the crew members to leave the set. She said if they didn't leave, the producers would call security to remove them. Quote, corners were being cut and they brought in non-union people so they could continue shooting, the knowledgeable person said. There were 2 misfires on the prop gun on Saturday and one the previous week, the person said, adding that, quote, there was a lack of safety meetings on this set. The safety of the cast and crew is a top priority of Rush Productions and everyone associated with the company, Rush Movie Productions LLC said in a statement. Though we were not aware of any official complaints concerning weapon or prop safety on set, we will be conducting an internal review of our procedures while production is shut down. We will continue to operate with the Santa Fe authorities in their investigation and offer mental health services to the cast and crew during this tragic time. Okay, so allegedly they were cutting corners, right, in regards to safety on set, and apparently there were a couple of misfires with a prop gun earlier during production. Okay, so it seems like this production company may or may not have been taking the proper safety precautions to keep their crew members safe, which could have led to this incident. The shooting occurred about 6 hours after the union camera crew left. Baldwin, the film star, who also served as a producer of the film, was apparently rehearsing a scene outside the church of the Bonanza Creek Ranch set, according to 2 knowledgeable people. The scene involved a gunfight that began in the church, and then Baldwin's character was supposed to back out of the church, according to production notes obtained by the Times. It was the 12th day of a 21-day shoot. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office said deputies were dispatched to the Bonanza Creek Ranch movie set where filming was underway for the wrestling Rush after calls to 911 at 1:50 p.m. Baldwin was starring in the movie in addition to serving as one of the producers. No charges have been filed, but the sheriff's office said that witnesses continue to be interviewed by detectives. Baldwin said Friday he's, quote, fully cooperating with the police investigation into the incident. Quote, there were no words to convey my shock and sadness regarding the tragic accident that took the life of Hanaya Hutchins, a wife, mother, and deeply admired colleague of ours. Production has been halted on the low-budget movie, which began filming this month. In an email to its members, Local 44, the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, a union that represents prop masters, said that the shot that killed Hutchins and injured director Joel Souza on Thursday was a live single round. Quote, as many of us have already heard, there was an accidental weapons discharge on a production titled Rust being filmed in New Mexico, said the North Hollywood-based local. A single round was accidentally fired on set by the principal actor, hitting both the director of photography, Local 600 member Hayes Hutchins, and director Joel Souza. Both were rushed to the hospital, the email said. A source close to Union said Local 44 does not know what projectile was in the gun and clarified that live is an industry term that refers to a gun being loaded with some material, such as a blank, ready for filming. Okay, so this is interesting because a lot of people are saying, like, you know, if the gun had a live round in it, like, why was there live rounds on set at all? But here's the thing, guys. We really don't know exactly what happened yet, and we are days, if not weeks, away from getting all the details. But a lot of people don't understand that even with blanks, right, blank cartridges, you can still kill people with that, right? That's still pretty dangerous because, one, the only difference between a blank cartridge and a regular cartridge, a live cartridge, is that the blank cartridge has wadding around it and it doesn't have a projectile. Okay. However, when you shoot that blank round, what happens is that there's still hot gas that is expelled from the gun, which means that if you're close enough to that hot gas, it can kill you. Or the wadding in that blank could also be projected from the gun as well, which again, if you're close enough, could still kill you. Okay. So the thing is that we don't really know what happened, right? But to me, it just seems that regardless, Mr. Baldwin here and, you know, this crew were careless with safety precautions, right? In regards to them handling firearms on set. Now, who knows? There could have been an actual live round in there, right? He could have just not known about it. And to me, that seems to be most likely the case. And the reason why is because from what I'm reading, only one shot was fired and it went through the woman that it killed and then it hit the other person. I think that would only happen with a live round. I'm not sure that even if wadding was projected from the gun, that it would go through one person and hit somebody else. I'm not sure if it would be that powerful, right? I have doubts about that. So most likely it probably was a live round. But regardless, you know, it still was his responsibility to check that, in the responsibility of the prop team and the safety team there to make sure that something like this doesn't happen. And it's very unfortunate when this stuff happens. So we'll see what happens moving forward. We don't know if, he's going to, face any charges or anything like that. But he has issued a statement on Twitter. He says, quote, "There are no words to convey my shock and sadness regarding the tragic accident that took the life of Hanaya Hutchins, a wife, mother, and deeply admired colleague of ours. I'm fully cooperating with police investigation to address how this tragedy occurred, and I am in touch with her husband, offering my support to him and his family. My heart is broken for her husband, their son, and all who knew and loved Hanaya." So, yeah, regardless, I don't really want to speculate too much. I'm not trying to make this political. Again, my thoughts and prayers are with the woman, the mother, the director, Miss Hutchins, that lost her life, and also the other director as well that got shot but seems to be recovering. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.